Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing off some gadget stuff. So right here I'm going to be showing off the weaker of the two combos, Symphonic Warrior Guitar plus any of your red, green, yellow gadgets. Any of the gadgets that can really search. So we're just going to be starting off with the scaling of the Symphonic Warrior Guitar. We'll use its effect to get Warrior Mix. Now this interaction, it's one of my favorite interactions in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Symphonic Warrior mix with any of the gadgets. It's just very satisfying. We're just gonna get normal summon gadget, we get a search, and we can immediately normal summon that too, and that will also get a search, just maintaining even more card advantage. I don't know what's so satisfying about that, but it's just really nice to me. So we basically make a Gear Gigant and use it to search a Scrap Recycler, and we'll just summon it off for Platinum Gadget. Scrap Recycle will trigger, dumping the Crystron Rosenix, and then we'll be dumping summoning token, go into Scrap Wyvern. Then we'll just do some Scrap Wyvern shenanigans, and since we are popping the Platinum Gadget right here, it cannot be used as link material, so that's one of the reasons we're popping it. Another reason is that it has a floating effect where if it's destroyed by Battle Card effect, you can summon a level 4 Gadget monster from our deck, so we'll be summoning Silver Gadget. Now since we have this gadget in our hand, we can summon that too, and a lot of people do just underestimate gadgets in general. We have successfully activated 3 of our gadget searches, and hence we've almost always had a card in our hand, which is just really nice. So we go ahead, activate Scrap Golem, summoning back to Scrap Recycler trigger, dumping any World Legacy monster for our Lib. Lib will be setting Succession will be bringing back the Scrap Golem will activate, bringing back the Scrap Recycler, and then Scrap Recycler will activate, dumping the Anchor Drill. And not a lot of people, you're probably like, Anchor Drill? Why are you dumping that? We're going to be searching an Infinitrack Heavy Trencher later, which will be pretty important. So we go into Gear Gigant X and we'll get a search for Railroad Stampede. So at this moment, you can use Scrap Recycler's second effect in order to shuffle back 2 Earth Machines. Since you have 2 gadgets in your graveyard, you can just shuffle them back in order to draw an extra card. I'm not sure what I would have drawn, but that would have just given us an extra card in the hand. So now we go into Ancient Gear Ballista. Ballista will search Ancient Gear Box. Box will go ahead, get search for Infinitrack Trencher, and then we'll use Trencher's effect for being Earth Machine Ballista in order to summon itself. Then we go into the Reaperdocus. Trencher will trigger, summoning back the Anchor Drill. Anchor Drill will trigger, summoning the Flying Pegasus. Doesn't really matter what you summon off Pegasus at this point, because you're just going to turn it into a Wing Beast by Reaperdocus, and then we go into Simorg. Now we go into Union Carrier into IP, and you have infinite gates just right now. So if you had taken a draw off your Scrap Recycler earlier, you would have 3 cards in hand, meaning you would still have 5 cards in hand, which I just find absolutely insane, having 5 cards in hand after still doing infinite gates. That just goes to show the power of card advantage in Yu-Gi-Oh! Not only have you deck thinned your deck enough in order to just draw whatever you need, it's just absolutely insane. In case you don't know how infinite gates work, once you're able to get your Mist Valley, Apex Avion, and Thunderbird on the field, you can just Apex Avion reads that you can bounce any Mist Valley card you control to the hand in order to negate the activation of a card effect your opponent activates. And what Mist Valley Thunderbird reads is when it is bounced to the hand, you can just summon it back. So you can just, whenever your opponent activates an effect, you can use Apex Avion to bounce back the Thunderbird to negate it, and then Thunderbird will just summon itself back. If your opponent activates another effect, you can just negate it once again with Apex Avion by bouncing Thunderbird. Thunderbird will summon itself back. If your opponent says, oh, this is just outrageous, and decides to summon a monster and tries to attack over the Thunderbird, you can go ahead and use the effect of your IP Masquerena in order to summon Avermax, and this is basically just an attack target. So that was the weaker of the 2 combos. Mind you, you still had you still have 2 other cards in your hand at this point, so you do pretty much have a full hand. And that was a weak one. Let's go to the better one, which can even end on True King of All Calamities. So we'll get to that right now. So right here, I'd say this combo is a lot more consistent than the last one, because this card right here can either be any of your gadgets or Scrap Recycler, because since both of them are Earth Machines, you can just search them off your copy of Machina Metal Cruncher, I think the name was. So we activate redeployment. Any discard is fine, and we'll get the search for a couple of cards. We can use a radiator, summon it by dumping Megaform, summoning itself. This Machina stuff is pretty ordinary. You're just going to get to summon Metal Cruncher. Metal Cruncher searches any of your Earth machines, so you search your Scrap Recycler. And now you normal summon the green Gadget. You search the red Gadget, then you go into Platinum Gadget. This should look pretty familiar, except we have not activated our Symphonic Warriors yet. So if we search it later on in the combo, we can activate it then. And not only does it act as a free extender, it also acts as something more important, a level 5 monster. And since your infinite tracks have level modulation abilities, you can go into King Calamities but from that. So you're going to go ahead, do some Scrap Wyvern shenanigans, popping cards, use Platinum Gadget, summoning the Metallic Gadget, and then you're going to use Metallic Gadget to summon the OG Gadgets. That gadget will get another search, and then we'll go into Gear Geigen X. Now we go ahead, use Scrap Golem, summon itself back, summon Scrap Wyvern back, Scrap Recycler I mean, and then we'll be dumping a World Legacy monster for our lib. We're going to activate World Legacy Succession, summoning back the Scrap Golem will trigger, summoning back the Scrap Recycler, Scrap Recycler will trigger, dumping the Anchor Drill just like last time, and now we'll get a search for Symphonic Warrior Guitar. Now we're going to go ahead and use the Guitar. I'd say this was a bit of a misplay on my part. I shouldn't have dumped the yellow gadget if I really wanted to maintain card advantage. I would have first gone into the Ancient Gear Ballista using the Scrap Recycler, and I also could have just drawn a card of Scrap Recycler's second effect, so keep in mind keep that in mind. So I did make a misplay there. I should have just discarded this Ancient Gear box because it's pretty much useless. And we would have been able to get an extra summon off our mix because I don't think I used its double summon effect in this combo. I know I did make a bit of a misplay, but it's fine. Just imagine we have another card in our hand. 2 cards actually, one draw off our Scrap Recycler and a Gadget. So right here we have the combo once again. Simorg will summon the Apex Avion during the end phase, and just like that we have Thunderbird plus Apex Avion. On top of that we have True King of All Calamities, which also has the ability to stop your opponent from attacking, on top of doing a full monster lockdown. So if they try to chain something like Imperm or Droplets and they don't send enough cards for Droplets, you can just go ahead, chain Apex Avion and go off from there. Even if your opponent does use Dark Ruler, True King of All Calamities probably would have resolved. So they're still locked out of monster effects, which is just really powerful. And that's the video. I'm not really going to be showing a deck profile, just because you can make any form of deck you want. I don't like to make decks on such bricky and garnety combos. I'll leave that up to your own imagination, and I'll be signing off right now. Goodbye.